As healthcare costs for seniors continue to rise, one of the best ways to provide for the care you need is with a long-term care policy. And the sooner you buy, the better. The following segment is sponsored by the Liz Kelley Insurance Agency. So we're lucky enough today to have Liz Kelley, who is an expert in long-term care health insurance. She is with the Liz Kelley Insurance Agency. So Liz, start with an overview about LTC, who needs it, and what it provides.
Yeah, long-term care insurance covers services that regular health insurance and Medicare don't, like facility and home care. It helps protect your independence and your family's finances. Today, 12 million Americans are receiving long-term care. 40% are under the age of 65, often due to accidents or injuries. And those 65 and older, 70% will need care at some point. So long-term care is not just an end-of-life event. It can happen to any of us at any age.
Even at such an early age, which is something a lot of people don't think about. Another misconception that maybe they do think about and need to be made aware of is the fact that Medicare and regular health care insurance isn't going to cover the long-term care needs that you may have, right?
Yeah, that's right. Unfortunately, Medicare may cover some short-term rehab after a hospital stay, but they don't cover long-term custodial care. That's the kind of care people need for often months or years.
People have so many different considerations when they're setting up a retirement plan. Is long-term care something that's often overlooked?
So long-term care is often the biggest gap in retirement planning. One event could devastate a family's finances.
So Liz, the perception might be that long-term care insurance is something maybe only for the wealthy, that there is expense involved with this. But the real expense is when you get into assisted living care and you don't have an LTC policy, right?
Yeah, so it's a common misconception that long-term care insurance is very expensive. It's really customized to each person's needs, and there's a wide range of budgets that we fit. We try to make sure that people are never over-insured or under-insured. It's a lot more affordable than families would think.
And the best way to determine what's right for you and what you need, the coverage that you do need, is to sit down and have a consultation. It's all very individualized anyway, right?
It's incredibly individualized, that's right. The best thing to do is talk to a certified long-term care specialist.
Yeah.
They'll do a health and a financial assessment to see if you're a good candidate and if it's the right time to plan.
So when is the right time to consider an LTC policy and purchase that? Because it's not just what you buy, it's when you buy. It gets expensive as you get older, right?
So the best time to look into long-term care insurance is before you need it. People tend to start in their early 50s and ideally before age 60, but I work with people in their 30s all the way through their 80s, so there's options at every stage.
And in your experience, what has been the problem with people that have waited until they need that care and they didn't have that policy set up?
Yeah, so unfortunately, if you already need care, you're not going to qualify for coverage. Right. But if you know somebody that is needing care at this time, I can connect them with professional partners to help guide them through the process.
So let's talk about what this can do to a family emotionally as well as financially. The burden that it puts on people. If you've got an elderly relative, they need to be in an assisted living facility. Boy, that really puts a burden on the family, doesn't it?
It can, yeah. A lot of these policies have care coordinating teams, often called care concierge services, and they're invaluable during these stressful times. They help families understand policies, complete paperwork, find and set up the right kind of care. It helps people focus on being loved ones and not being the full-time caregivers. It helps those who have family out of state, and it makes sure that they're not burdening the one going through it and they're not shouldering the risk all themselves.
So when somebody contacts you, what's the total amount of time that we're talking about from the time that you have that consultation until the time that a policy is enacted?
So it starts with a quick phone call. We make sure it's a certified long-term care specialist to see, like I said, if you're a good candidate. And then if it's the right time to plan, make sure to work with somebody who is a broker so they can access all the top carriers in your state.
So what is the first step? Is it setting up a phone consultation, Zoom? How do you work?
It usually gets started with a really quick phone conversation, just a call to see if you're a good candidate, if it's the right time to plan. It's about a 15-minute phone call just to see if it's the right time for you.
And your website?
You can absolutely go to my website and book a call with me there.
And what is the website?
LizKelleyInsuranceAgency.com.
Okay, Liz, so important that you came in today to talk to people about this. Really appreciate the information. And I guess the final message that you want to leave people with is you've got to take action. It's not just awareness, it's acting on it, right?
That's right. Just making a quick phone call can make all the difference.
Right. Thanks, Liz.
Thank you so much, Roy.